Alright. Let's go. So what I would like to see in terms of pressing hard and fast is striker press the defense to force it one way. And then can the central / attacking midfielder push onto their defensive midfielder? The rest of us slide across, or the other two midfielders slide across. I wouldn't mind seeing that. We sometimes, and most of the time, give them too much respect and space. So Ricardo, can you press hard and fast to force them this way? Can our central / attacking midfielder push up on their defensive midfielder? And can our furthest midfielder slide across and the closest midfielder slide onto the press? And depending on the situation, can our fullback maybe push on, depending if they have a winger here, can our fullback push on and the rest of the defenders slide across? Okay, we kind of hover around and just give them too much time and space to just pick these passes. So, for instance, Liam's running around, he's trying to pick up a player. We're giving this player too much space, even this player, Ricardo, we're giving him too much space. Liam, you're giving each other, we're just giving each other, all the players, too much space. We're kind of half, I get what kind of zonal, sitting off, but nine aside, I just don't think it's going to work. So, can we put them under pressure? Tim, can you push up if you're the central / attacking midfielder? Depending on how Paul wants you to play, preferably I'd like to have two midfielders and an attacking midfielder, so that we understand that this play must be marked. Ricardo striker, press hard and fast. Liam pick up, Cohen pick up. Depending on what you have, sock or the fullback, you can maybe mark up, push up, depending on what's here. There's nothing here, that's fine. But here we're playing kind of not to lose type of thing. We're not really pressing hard and fast to try to steal the ball. We're kind of pretending to block passing lines, but not really, and just allowing them to have too much space, in my opinion. We're half pretending to defend, but not really doing it with any intensity or purpose. And then when we get the ball, we feel like we're always under pressure. We don't do that to the other team. So I think Sock just said that. So for example, I don't want both of my players trying to do the same thing. So our furthest midfielder isn't meant to be trying to receive that switch. Our furthest midfielder is meant to be tucking over so we can start combining with each other. And just letting that furthest fullback, like Sock, is just lingering over for a switch if it may come. So Liam, our furthest midfielder, get involved in these little pockets of space so we can start combining with each other. Also, I wouldn't mind seeing Ricardo, maybe you get a run down the line to provide this option. Tim's done fine, provide this option. Anthony, make sure that you're providing this option. And I'd love to see Liam come in and try to receive this option too. So don't be standing and walking and watching and waiting for things to arrive. How can we provide options? So maybe even here, Ricardo, how could you maybe make a run down the line to receive this slip pass? It's hard to see how much space there is, but that's a potential option. And this is a core reason why, Liam, we want you trying to pick up in this space to receive and being a supporting option. And then if you do get it, Liam, you can actually switch out to Sock, rather than you, Liam, and Sock effectively doing the same job. So these are little things that we have to look around and be aware of, and Sock, be more of a leader. I know you pointed and kind of said something. I presume you said what I said. But if it doesn't go, assure him, hey, look, that's what we want to do. All right, Ricardo, you should, as a striker, you shouldn't be allowing them to have that easy access to reset. You should be making sure we're trying to trap it and pinch it here. We allow the team too many outlets. We just allow them to go, okay, we put them under pressure, but here, have an outlet. Just break our press. Happens too frequently, too often. We have to realize that sometimes, or a lot of the times, we're sitting in little bits of space, and we're not really putting the team under pressure. We're kind of just plodding along, hoping something happens. So even that. So you really have to start applying that pressure, Ricardo, rather than allowing them to find those passes. We're giving them too much time and respect rather than actually applying pressure. We're pretending to defend half the time, and then we put ourselves under pressure. Cool, I don't mind this. I'm glad that Liam made that run as well, so then Ricardo would have had this option or this option. Ricardo, you have to just make sure that pass is better. Put it into the space of Sock to run onto, rather than backwards, so Sock has to run backwards onto it. So same here, could have put a ball here for Liam to run onto. We don't want to play it back to Sock's feet, because it's going to get intercepted just like that. Put it onto the run of Sock. So here's what we're going to see. So for example, perfect. Ricardo, can you force him forward? Liam, pick up. Tim, can you pick up their defensive midfielder? Cohen, the first midfielder, can you tuck in? Okay, so we keep leaving this play. The under 14s do it too. We allow the outlet through the defensive midfielder. Can our central or attacking midfielder, depending on how you want to say it, can our central player pick up that player? And the other two left and right midfielders pinch in, tuck in. Okay. Williams picking up. Sock is here as well. Cool. So Ricardo, force him forward. Force him into Sock. Liam is ready to pick up or press if needed. Tim, don't let this guy be an outlet. Cohen, tuck over. Alright, we want to try to pinch it here. We allow them to play out, and now we have to switch around again. So there, we just have to watch ourselves. Oftentimes we get caught ball watching and we leave our player. It happens frequently. We leave our player, and then they get there first because we're ball watching, half asleep. Here, Liam, get your body across their body. Get your arm across his body. Don't just try to stick your foot out. Get your body, your shoulder, your arm across their body and win the ball. We can't just stick a foot out. Doesn't work. Well done for turning and resetting. Totally fine to reset it, Ashwin. So here, I'd like to see Ashwin or Luca drop in to receive this pass as an option. Doesn't mean you have to get it. Wouldn't mind Ricardo. Cohen's coming short. Ricardo, can you get over and behind? Liam and Tim, be ready to support. Not a bad idea. Alright, because this is our biggest issue. So Ricardo, press hard and fast, force them forward, keep forcing them forward. But can Tim or a central midfielder, attacking midfielder, push on to their defensive midfielder? Depending on this situation, Sock can push up or Liam is going to push up, and then Cohen, you slide across onto this person. This guy is too much of a threat all the time. We keep allowing that access. So Ricardo, curl your run, arc your run to force this guy forward. Don't let him switch to the back or across. Make him play to this guy. This guy should be marked by our attacking midfielder, central midfielder. And then Tim can push on or Sock can push on, and Cohen can slide across. Preferably in this situation, so we got 4 defenders and there's only 2 attackers. So actually, I wouldn't mind Sock. Can we start pressing hard and fast? So Sock, I wouldn't mind you going all the way up here, or being at least ready here to press that foot as soon as the ball travels. So because we have 4 defenders, they've got 2 attackers, we don't need 4 there. We can push up, we have enough cover. So in that situation, cool, Ricardo's pushing this guy forward. Sock, you could probably start creeping up here, and then as soon as the ball travels, you're there to press. Okay, Liam potentially can press too. Tim, like I said, is the midfielder, the central midfielder, push on here. Liam can either take care of one of these two. Cohen, you're sliding across to give cover in the central midfield too. Then we're going to actually start winning possession and actually pressing effectively. At the moment, we're all a little bit lost plodding around, and because we're plodding around, it's easy for them to find passes to fit in space. For example, him, lots of space. Even he's in space. We have no purpose with our press at the moment. And that's what's causing the issues. Don't mind the idea. So here, I know it's a pain in the ass, Ricardo, but put some pressure, force them forward. Depending on what Paul wants to do, it can't. Oh, bloody hell. What's happened here? Alright, so what I'd like to see is having a left and right midfielder and more of an attacking midfielder, just so our roles are clear. So what I would prefer to see is Ricardo force pressure, force them forward, then attacking midfielder pick up their defensive midfielder, left and right midfielder pick up. That is what I would like to see. Because you see just the amount of space we give these guys. It's just everyone's in space. No one's really pressing or marking them closely. We have enough cover in the back. There's 4 of us in the back. We should be able to have the cover to press them a bit harder and faster. So Liam, for example, left midfield, tuck over. Right midfield, tuck over. Attacking midfielder, press on. Striker, press on. Fullback, press on. And then right centre back, slide across. Left centre back, slide across. Left back, slide across. That is what I would like to see. But we're all kind of just plodding along in pockets of space and not having any purpose. And because it seems like because you don't have purpose or understand your purpose, there's no intensity with it. We're jogging along, allowing them to play through us like we're training players. And hoping that they do a shit pass and intercept it. So I think if you have some type of purpose and intensity with your press, then they're not going to be able to play nice possession type football. So even here, Cole, Ricardo, what I'd like to see is potentially that the striker forces, put some pressure on. Don't let them find the good pass. Sock is ready to push on to their winger, so to speak. Attacking midfielder, whichever one that might be, press onto their defensive midfielder. Liam, our left midfielder, slide across to where Sock is. Our right midfielder, slide across to their other midfielder. And we try to trap and pinch it. We're allowing them too many outlets. We're allowing them just have space to keep it, to check their shoulder, to find these 1-2s and passes. And we let them come out from from the corner of the pitch. There's no way they should be able to play on the floor out from here. The best they should be able to is play over long, high. But look how we're just jogging along. We're just giving 10 million miles of space all the time. There's no actual pressure when they have the ball. So, as soon as we see this, cool, Ricardo, press hard and fast, force him down the line. Sock is ready to press, but even Liam, our left midfielder, could be on this player. Attacking midfielder, push onto their defensive midfielder. Furthest midfielder, tuck over and slide across. And then we've actually pressed and trapped them on one side. We're here, 10 miles of space. No one's really pressing him. Liam's getting in front, but then turns his back to him, got no idea where he is. He's still in a pocket of space himself. Cohen has left his... Cohen's got no man at the moment. He's pretended to mark him there. He's still pretending to mark his player, and now he's free. So this is your issue. Your defensive duties is off. And so it's only a matter of time before they sneak a goal in finally. Don't mind the idea. Obviously, pull executed. We've got 2 players coming over here. I get your idea. That's fine. Just keep it away from the keeper, obviously. But you could see what would have been an easier choice. So now you can see we're all out of position, unless Ricardo's changed from striker. Striker's long gone. Left and right mid are out of whack. And now we're in danger. Not marked, not marked. I'm surprised this won't. I would be surprised if this doesn't end in a goal. Unmarked. No one's marking him. Yeah, there you go. What a guess. There's a reason they scored. It wasn't a fluke. Well, everyone's out of position. No one's marking no one. I've never seen this game. I just presumed it was going to be a goal because look at that position. Ricardo's out of whack. Liam's out of whack. Everyone's out of whack. Cohen's chasing back. 2 players free. No urgency to get back. If you're tired, just sub off. There's plenty of people. Totally free. Why is this guy free? So even here, jogging back. They have possession, Cohen. You're going to be getting goal side on your man. That's like underrate stuff. Get goal side of your player. There's so many times they should have lost possession throughout this process. Alright, so that's my key issue, is the way we press. And how we defend as a team. For me, I'd like to see, okay, we have left and right midfield. You could even call them left and right defensive midfielder and more of an attacking midfielder. And of course, the defensive midfielders can push up and, obviously not sat there forever. But just so you know your role when we're pressing. We have a left and right midfielder and more of an attacking midfielder. Is my preference. So even here, we're just too defensive. Like it's like we're a Socceroos playing against France. You have to apply pressure so they can't find the passes because you're not going to be good enough to track because you guys daydream too much. So as soon as you're not looking at your player, they've made a run and it's too late to track them. Our striker has to be the one that starts the press. So can you see how much of an issue this is? We have 2 players not marked. Well, we've got 1 player marking both. And we've got Liam and Ricardo doing nothing. You effectively may as well not be there. At a bare minimum, Liam, you should be sliding across here so this guy's no longer a threat. At a bare minimum. But, like I said, what we'd like to see is attacking midfielder, press on their defensive midfielder. Right midfielder, slide in. Left midfielder, slide in. Ricardo, press the defense. Yeah? Does that make sense? But now, because Cohen got pushed out of position, his man gets the ball, and then Anthony needs to press, and then Anthony's man gets the ball, and now we are outnumbered, so to speak. So the striker must start the press, and the attacking midfielder or central midfielder needs to pick up their defensive midfielder, because he's the one that's getting the ball and exploiting us. Like even this, like the holding off, this doesn't actually do anything. It's like half a meter this guy just moves and you get passed around. You have to close down the angles, close down the ball. So once again, we get them trapped from a throw-in in their corner of the pitch and we allow them to play out. It's so easy. Ricardo, you should be trying to block this, or at least standing here, so you can press the throw. Liam, you can push on, or even Sock could push on. Tim, you should be pushing on this player, and then Cohen is sliding back in. And so we've trapped all their options, and then all they're going to be able to throw down the line and hope for the best. But look how much respect and space we give them. Like, this is your issue, guys. Like, this isn't defending. These guys are, it's like a training game. They do whatever the hell they want. They're not a class above. This is defensively. There's just no idea. Whether you're hot, you're tired, you're lazy, I don't know what it is, but that's the issue. Like that outlet, how does that happen? The outlet's too easy. And Colin, see how you're not actually anywhere? You're allowing them to receive, face forward, then look, then find the pass, then they move again. It's so easy. That's your issue. So here, cool. You're not expected to win it, Ricardo. You're expected to put some pressure on, at least rush a pass. As that happens, cool. So come from the side, just so once he realizes he's got no one to pass, so you can't turn and switch. So pressure, in a way you force him forward. Tim push on. Colin slide across. Liam slide across. And then Anthony, because we've got so many people at the back, you are ready to press this player hard and fast. And then Luca and Ashwin and Sock are all sliding across. That should be how you guys play. Alright, now playing out from the back. Cool, as this happens, Anthony, you're kind of hiding, aren't you? Drop, actually provide that passing option. Yep, Liam, that's totally fine to make that run. Cohen, make that run in behind. Ricardo, how can you come and receive to your feet? Liam, I don't mind it. but just be ready and see, okay, what runs can I start making? Do you see the ball watching, man? We got 3 people in the middle ball watching and can't mark one person. So all 3 of you are watching this one guy and got zero idea if this guy or this guy making a run. You got zero idea, man. We got Liam, Tim, and Colin all ball watching. If you're gonna ball watch, at least go in hard and put a shoulder in him. But there's literally arm distance apart from each other, and somehow none of you can block a pass or put that pressure and force them backwards. 2, none of you got any idea what runs these guys are making. 3, Anthony, you need to be sliding across. That's a huge gap between you two. So Anthony, you as a back 4, we have to start tucking in when they're this close to goal. Sock's fine, not that we could maybe take 1 step just so no one dribbles through the middle. But Anthony, that's really out of position. More here would be ideal for this very reason that now you could press and also block this passing behind. So that's really poor positioning. So you have to be aware of that. Back 4 has to be. It's just basic 11-a-side soccer. It's not any different from 9-a-side, 11-a-side. The back 4, it still stays the same. So, this is why I don't want Liam and Ricardo both trying to be the striker. My furthest midfielder should be around here to receive this pass here. So then he can drive and then switch out to Sock and vice versa. So, when it goes to one side, yes, the closest midfielder, he can maybe make a run out wide to receive down the line. Maybe even Ricardo can do it, or Ricardo can come short to receive a pass to feet. Tim, the central midfielder, yes, he can be supporting. But the furthest midfielder then has to provide some type of switching option. Or at least just somewhere so we can combine to each other. So Liam, you're hiding from the ball. The same pass that you're trying to get here is the same that Ricardo should be trying to get, or potentially can be getting. So you're not actually assisting anything, Liam. You understand what I'm saying? And because you're not here, Liam, Tim's getting overloaded. And then if we lose it, Liam, there's no cover. The transition, you're never getting back, Liam. So please ensure, yes, if it's on this side, furthest midfielder, closest midfielder, sure, you can open up to receive. Central midfielder, yes, go support. Furthest midfielder, slide across. Or in this case, Liam, furthest midfielder, slide across. 1 to receive a switch, 2 to provide cover if we lose it in the transition. Too much dribbling, dude. Too much dribbling. So, we need to start demanding this ball. So, Sock 1, you made a really good run. Demand it. If we don't put some urgency amongst each other, it's totally fine to receive that pass. Cool, maybe you saw that, Liam, so you had to block. But here, Ricardo, why aren't you screaming for this pass? Pointing with your arm, demand the ball. You find yourself, Ricardo, plodding along too much. You're kind of plodding and just without any purpose. It's a plod. It's slow. It's jogging. There's no change of pace. Corp, straight away, can I recognise I want to dart in front of this dude, receive this pass in behind. If you scream at him, he'll give it to you. Court has been closed up. Now I'm going to do something else. The slower we take, the more times they're going to recover. So it's quickly trying to find these options and quickly trying to find the ways to penetrate. That's well won by Anthony. So I know you might be tired, but mate, once we start getting forward, this is when we need additional forward runs, additional support. Rather than just going, yep, okay, Ricardo, you try to beat 4 people by yourself. Good on you. Give it a shot. Even if Ricardo's crossed it, what? Can't, don't you want to get a cutback? Maybe even Tim, can't you push up, maybe get a cutback? We're not really providing many options. And we still got it, we're not providing options still. And I presume there's been no voice from you here, Cohen. Why not peel off, ask this pass so you can cut it in and put a cross in? But once again, walking, watching, plodding along. That's the issue. Do you see how these outlets are so easy, man? How do you expect to win possession? So here, Ricardo, press, force him forward. Tim, pick up. Liam, slide across. So you need to be able to force this guy down here this way, Ricardo. Cohen, you should be finding your man. Tim, you should be pushing on. Liam, you should be sliding across. And then obviously Anthony can also be looking to either press on if he knows Liam is covering this guy as well. So we need to be trapping it on one side of the pitch. We're allowing them to just turn, reset whenever the hell they want. And there's no pressure on the players. There's so much time and space for them. Anthony's actually doing very well. For an under 14, doing very well. Straight away, Ashton, how can you provide an option? Team provide an option. Someone down the line should be providing an option. With your throw, boys, try to play feet, man. Just learn to throw it to you guys' feet, so we can take a touch or touch it on straight away. Pegging at each other's chest doesn't help. Something you need to do better, Ricardo, is commit to the run. So you're plodding along just in case maybe it's a turnover. Commit. Take the chance. Because there's zero chance that you can play to your feet here, Ricardo. So the ball has to be going into space. So you have to be making that run into the space. And you've got to be quicker than the next person. So in these situations, man, commit to the run. Because the only option we have, commit to it. Make the sprint. If you don't get there, you don't get there, but you have to commit to it. But do you see the pace is slow, the reaction is slow? Expect that pass is going to happen. Expect that they're going to give you the pass. Because even if not, okay, even if Tim doesn't pass you here, and Tim starts dribbling down the line, or taking an extra 2-3 touches, it's still good that you've sprinted here already, because then you can get this pass, Ricardo. So make the run, make the sprint, commit to it, and just hope and expect it will come, rather than jogging along just in case that he doesn't and you might lose it, and now it saved you 3 seconds of energy. Commit to it, because even if Tim loses possession, from how you've been playing so far, you're not going to be helping defensively anyway, so you may as well commit to the attacking run. We're kind of 70% effort defending, 70% effort attacking, and it's either 100% or you shouldn't play. See, defensively, we're 70% just jogging around. We're just holding around. Eventually, you have to trap it. You have to press it. Like here, there's no way this guy should be able to get out of this corner. We've trapped him in the corner. Ricardo, can you press on and away? You force him forward. Tim, push on. Liam, push on. Even press full on. I'm sure there's no one at the back, so Sock, you could be pushing up further. They've only got 2 strikers. We've got 4 at the back. It's okay for the fullbacks to push on. Can we high press? Can we trap them in? These turnovers will get the goals, not from playing out from the back, playing through them. It's a bobbly ground, crappy pitch, good luck. But these transition of pressing, catching them off guard, quickly making a pass in and scoring, that's what happens. But let's have a look. How do we do it? Interactive view. Let's watch. Let's scan and see what we see. Hopefully if it loads. Alright. So, we are 4 at the back, so we can manage to press on. Like, we don't need 4 defending 2 players. We can afford for Socrates to push up Ashwin slide across, Lucas slide across, Anthony slide across. Okay. And then Colt, furthest midfielder, has tucked over, pushed on. Tim, you can push on. And then Liam, or Ricardo's pressing in a way that he's forcing this guy forward. Liam and Socrates can afford to push up. So Sock, feel free to push up and can we high press it sometimes, if not all the time. Because we do have 4 at the back for a reason, so we can apply the pressure. The fullback can push on and really trap them in this area. All they're going to be able to do is bomb it long. Okay, we still have 3 at the back. Well, that's fine. Or they might be able to make a big long switch over, but if we're doing it with intensity and high pressing with some intensity, they won't be able to. I'm gonna exit. Alright, so that was my point. Once again, we trapped them in the corner and we just give them so much time to do whatever they want rather than force them forward. Socrates, Liam push on. Preferably Socrates push up. And so Liam can, block this or at least press in a way that blocks his pass. And then Tim's pushing up. Furthest midfield's tucking over. And we should be able to trap them and win it here every time. But we don't. We let them switch. Now we have to run all the way across. And now Ricardo's no longer being able to press the striker. And now we're overloaded. So this one switch now eliminates Liam and Ricardo. And now they're no longer being able to help press. And now they have 1, 2, 3 against our 2. That's the issue. We don't press and trap them on one side. We allow them to switch. And then what do you expect? Ricardo's not coming over. Liam's not coming over. And now they have the overload. And if we win it in our half, it's worse than winning it in their half. Can we push up? Can we press them higher? Here, so rather than coming across, because you're not doing anything here, Ricardo, press hard and fast, make him play forward. Tim push on. Liam slide across. Here we should easily win it because they've got no one really covering. So Tim push on, and then we have an extra midfield at the moment because this guy's hanging over. So then Chris, you can either help press him on the forward, or you can be ready to mark one of these guys. But we should easily be able to trap it. So that's another thing. So after you haven't done anything, Ricardo. Not only you didn't put pressure on him, then that same player gets the ball, and he's still got no pressure on him. You're sitting off of him. So press this guy hard and fast, Ricardo. Then you'd still be next to him. You'd still be next to him. You'd still be here. And so now this is no longer an option. Tim, we wanted him pressing on this guy. Liam's tucked over. Chris is tucked over. Okay? And then Luke is on him. Ashwin's pushed over. Socrates pushes over. Okay? We should be able to trap it on that side. This guy and this guy become useless, become benign. And if we win it in the transition, then we make the forward runs and we counter-attack. And these guys are now out of position, and we are the ones scoring out of... but we are the ones that are getting caught out in the transition. So here, don't worry about pressing the keeper. Now, once again, Ricardo, you press, because now look, we're overloaded here and here. Congrats. Congrats. What do you expect to happen? Hopefully you guys understand, because you need to learn football to understand these things. I didn't know who they're going to pass to, but it's pretty clear because they've got two people open wide. And Tim's in space, Liam's in space, Anthony, Ricardo, we're all in space. We don't have the ball. We need to be pressuring them and eliminating their space. If we're in space, that means they're in space. It's like a training game. They can play to whoever the hell they want. If you work hard on the press, you won't need to be running back and forth. So please understand pressing. Striker has to be pressed in the back line, forcing them one way. Central midfielder, can you push up on their central midfielder? And then left midfielder, pick up on the left, or slide across rather. Then right midfielder, pick up their right midfielder. And then we should have overload, because we've got 4 at the back. Anthony, push up. Then right back, slide across. I'm repeating myself, but you can see every single time, this is your issue. They played through you like it was a training game. Like first teams playing against under 18s. I'm probably just going to let this run because, in all honesty, there's no other feedback that will help you more than what we've already said 10 times over. Even here, Ricardo, I get what you're doing, but you're the striker. This is Tim's job to pick up here. Make the forward run with Liam. Tim should be coming into this pocket of space, and you should be pushing on. Well, we've got a 4v2 at the back. How are we meant to break through that? So what we'd like to see here is some creativity. Cool. Liam, make a run down here. Ricardo, make a run here. Chris, make the run back here. Tim, push on in this pocket of space. Make all different options. So can we make this run, Liam? Ricardo, can you make this run? Because if you make this run, Liam, this guy's probably going to have to track. Then that allows the pass through to Ricardo. But we're not making runs and spreading and stretching the defense. So if you make this run, Liam, cool, you could have received this pass. Yes, and you might drag these defenders out with you. Ricardo can be making a forward run. Chris can be making a forward run. Even Anthony could be thinking about maybe being cheeky with the overlap. And Tim push up. But now we've got Tim and Ricardo trying to do the same job. And we've got no option. Because even this, okay, sock cuts in. As we mentioned, we should be having runs coming through here. Because we've got Liam running out here. Ricardo should be running through there. Chris should be running through here. And even though it was a shot, potentially, like we mentioned, you should be making the run. You could have got it right here, Ricardo. Chris, you could have got it there. Like, we have to actually move into the box to actually make some of the attack. So, Chris, you stood there doing nothing. I guess I understand that you shot. But it's not unheard of that this guy parries it out here. So, Chris, you should be making the run in and tapping it back post. How are you guys thinking you're going to score without making the runs and committing to the runs? This is what I was saying to Ricardo. Commit to the run. Expect or hope, at least, that it's going to come to you. So, Once again, in terms of attacking dynamically, make the run down here, Liam, to receive this pass. So then you can cross it in, or it might drag defenders this way, so Sock can cut in just like he did. Ricardo, make your run inside, so you could maybe receive this pass, which Socrates pretty much does with this shot. Chris, can you make sure that you're making runs to the back post? So we should have Liam here, Ricardo running in, Chris running in. But walking. So I'm just going to let it run, so you can just watch and see for yourselves. But the feedback I've given will just be, I'll be saying it over and over and over again. So there's no point in me keep on saying it. But watch for yourselves and see, okay, what could you have done, what would make sense, and etc. Christ's sakes. So, Do you see it? Do you just see how it's like reactive? It's like, okay, ball goes there, I'll kind of maybe chase because I feel like I have to because I'm kind of close. There's no purpose behind it. It's like following the ball and hoping something good happens. There, once again, cool. Let the goalkeeper have the ball, let him play out. Now, Arthur at speed, force him one way. Tim, pick up closely rather than jogging and allowing the pass. So, the person you're marking, Tim, he gets the ball, he looks forward, he plays forward without any pressure, man. Put a shoulder in, put a hand in his chest, put your leg into his thigh, something, man. Put some pressure in. It's very, it's very passive. Look, it is a type of way to play. Not my type of favourite way. It looks like it's Socceroos versus France, where we're just sitting off, holding, waiting, blah, and it didn't work for Socceroos either. Do you notice the difference between when we defend or they defend? Cool. You get the ball, Colin, within about 2.5 seconds, you get someone bulldozing you. That's how you defend. Not plodding along, jumping up and down, kind of accompanying them, holding their hand, saying, yes, do you want more space? Welcome to football. One, to make your life easier, peel off and go away from the opposition when you want the ball, not towards them. And if you can play quickly and reset a Ricardo. So there, it's just got to be quicker there, Coleman. You got to be asking for that pass and really making the angle good for Luca. Because hiding here is just too scary for Luca to pass here. So it's just a bit too slow to make the adoption. Even Sots, I mean, Strats, could you even ask for that pass?